G'day folks. I joined the Australian Army in 1975 and had a pretty good time, but around 1979 I found myself in a commando unit, and the first thing I realised was that the current watch I had at that time wasn't going to last, which it didn't in the end, but I had to get myself another watch, and not knowing anything about watches or how shockproof they were or anything like that, I just had a look around and figured out what the other guys were wearing, and that's what I went with. So this is the story of my Seiko diver's watch, and I'll show you that in a minute or so. I bought the watch in 1980, and as it turned out, an uncle of mine was doing an overseas trip. So he said to me, I'll buy the watch, or you buy it, on my ticket, and you get it duty free, so you'll save some money. So I bought the watch, he wore it on his holiday, and I got it when he came home, and that was in 1980. Now a funny thing happened there, that while he was away he wore the watch, but when he came back he said, oh, there's something wrong with this watch. It changes the date at lunchtime at 12 o'clock. So can anyone figure out how I fixed that problem? Anyway, let's move on and have a look at the watch. This is my Seiko diver's watch. It's a 7548-700B, and as I said, I bought it in 1980. The serial number on the back tells me it was made in August 1979, and at the moment it's come back to life, but it had actually stopped, so I don't know what's going on there. I actually suspect it needs a new battery. But over the last little while I've been thinking about getting a new watch, either getting a new watch or getting this one reconditioned or refurbished. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take it up to the watch guy and let him have a look at it and tell me whether I should be getting this refurbished or whether it's going okay and maybe just need a new battery. But I can tell you at the moment the date lags, so there's something going on there, and the day is just not working at all, so it definitely needs something done to it. But anyway, this is my Seiko Divers 150, and that SQ just above Divers 150 means that it was sold outside of Japan. I should mention that the bezel of course has lost a lot of colour, but it actually came off a motorcycle with me, and it kind of dragged along the ground and it got rubbed a little bit down here. So even the bezel has a bit of a story, and if I do get it refurbished, I don't know whether I should really be getting a new bezel. But anyway, the watch guy's going to tell me. I should mention that the watch band isn't original. I kept the original rubber band, but for some reason, and I don't know whether it's my wrist or whatever, the rubber band kept breaking. So while I was leading an active life, I kept replacing the rubber bands, but they kept breaking. As I say, probably the shape of my wrist. So the band I went for pretty much after I left the army, and I didn't have to worry about things shining in the dark and stuff like that. I suppose the back of it doesn't look too bad. See if I can get a close-up of the numbers and stuff. Anyway, I'll finish the video when I get back from the watch guy, or when I get the watch back if I leave it there. And I suppose I should mention, you don't just find yourself in a commando unit. There's a bit of a process involved. Until I reviewed some of the video I had taken, I didn't realise how many battle scars this watch has taken over the 40 years that I've owned it. The watch guy, who turned out to be the vintage clock guy, put a battery in it and it's working as expected, and as expected the day isn't ticking over properly, and I think now I'm going to have to take it or send it to the vintage Seiko watch specialist in Adelaide, and that's probably the option that I'll take in the future. So that's where I am at the moment. So as always, If you've made it this far, thanks for watching.